All right, here we go. Plan on buying some donuts for the team this morning. I got paid recently and I have just been spending money like an idiot for a couple of days now, and hoping that I can do all of this and still be in a good place at the end of the month. I'd be disappointed in myself if I were mad at myself at the end of the month and like, I shouldn't have spent all that money in March. But I frequently say this, it's just difficult for me to build to build a healthy spending habit when I'm being paid once monthly and when my payments are as decently sized as they are. And so it's just interesting to me that it's interesting to me that I continue to have these issues. March means that I will have been in my position for a year now. It's like I've been paid monthly for an entire year and I still don't know that I have it all figured out, but I suppose that's okay. I gotta pick up donuts for the team this morning, so I will probably be cutting out. Well, no. I was gonna cut out at this local gas station that has donuts, but then I remembered there was other things that I needed to buy while I was out in town other than donuts. And so I will stop at the grocery store after all. I was intending to just stop by this gas station. Well, no, I was originally intending to stop by the grocery store. And then I was like, oh, you can just stop by the gas. There I am on the billboard. And then I was like, no, you can just stop by this gas station and grab whatever you want. And then I'm glad that I thought about it, because I was like, no, I need to buy a birthday card for my niece. I need to buy a birthday present for my niece. And I also need to buy toothpaste. So I am going to just go to the store this morning, get donuts for the team, and then get a birthday present for all of those people who need birthday presents. And yeah, continue on from there. Hopefully, it's a good day. I am a little annoyed. I'm having issues with time off that I'm wanting to have, and that's as deep as I'm going to dive into that for now. Like, I keep telling myself I'm not going to talk about work on these platforms, but like work is a big part of what I do, and so it's hard for it to never come up. But let's just say I'm annoyed with decisions that were made, and it gets harder when you're in leadership, because like as a leader I would allow my team to do these things, but then the person above me is like, oh no, you can't do that. I'm like, really? Like, whatever. Anyway, I intend to talk to him about it today in more depth and figure out where he stands. If he's going to be like, nope, can't do it, nope. Or if he's going to maybe listen to reason and be like, yeah, I think we're fine. At any rate, I did start my keyword advertisements yesterday. Yesterday was a weird day. I got home around 4 and I watched a TV show, and then I sat down to work on these keywords and I fell asleep. Like, it was instantaneous too. Like, it was weird. Well, I should say it wasn't that weird now that I think about it. I remember yawning a lot at the end of the day yesterday. Like, it was 2-3 o'clock and I was just yawning and yawning and yawning and yawning. And I don't know why I was so dang tired yesterday, but I was. And then, so then I got home at 4 o'clock and was going to set up to do my what are those things called? My keyword searches that I was gonna set up for my book advertisements. And when I did that, I sat down to do it, and I just fell asleep. Next thing I know, I'm waking up at like 6 o'clock, and I'm like, I just fell asleep for 2 hours. And then like that, I got a rooster in my pocket. All right, that is why my schedule was all messed up last night, because then of course 10 o'clock rolls around, which is my normal go to bed time, and I wasn't tired at all. I was wide awake, and I was like, well, this is a challenge now, because I went to bed, or I like went into my bed and tossed and turned. It was probably 11:30 last time I looked at the clock. I tossed and turned at least for an hour and a half, and then I'm like, okay, so do I get up and do things, because I'm clearly not going to be able to go to sleep, or do I lay here and try and convince myself to go to sleep? And I got up, did a couple things, cleaned the kitchen, tried to read a book, whatever it is I normally do that puts me to sleep, and then tried to go back to bed, and this was like 12:15 at that point, and I finally did fall asleep. But it's just interesting to me, because like I don't know why I was so tired yesterday. Why did I crashed hardcore in the middle of the day. I got home, fell asleep. Next thing I know, I'm waking up 2 hours later, and it's like, what in the world just happened to me? And like I said, of course, that jacked up my whole sleep schedule, jacked up my whole schedule, but that's all right, because I got the keyword searches all made up and done yesterday. And so I ran my first ad with 267 keywords, which is kind of a lot, but we'll see what happens. I need to be working on getting some reviews, and I was talking to a buddy of mine who I was going to ask to do that for me, and he was telling me a story about a different buddy of his who wanted him to review a product that he had made, and he was like, well, I've never used your product, so I don't feel comfortable reviewing it. And I was like, oh no, please don't. I get it, but I also need the help. This current book currently has no reviews on it, and so I'll probably reach out to some friends and be like, yo, can you do me a solid here and help a brother out with some reviews? And like I said, I'm really excited about this, because it makes sense to me, and that's been one of the biggest roadblocks of doing this for me, is it hasn't made sense. And so now that it finally does make sense, I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. It makes sense. And so I'm going to build up a list. I think it's snowing, but I don't think it's sticking. It's 35 degrees. This winter has been a definite Missouri winter. We had days where it was 65 degrees out. I kid you not, it was Monday it was almost 80, and that was just last week. And then we had a day, not yesterday, but the day before, so Wednesday, it was 26 out. And then yesterday it was in the 30s again. And now today it's snowing, and it's 35 degrees out, so it probably won't stick, but it's just weird. It's ugh. Good old Missouri weather, you never know what you're gonna get. But at any rate, as I was saying about the whole advertising thing, it's just incredibly exciting to be aware of what's going on, and to be aware of the those strategies that I can employ to get to where I need to be. And so it's very interesting. It's very fun to play around with these things, and to hopefully get to see some rewards out of it too. Like, the biggest drawback right now is that the book does not have any reviews. It also just came out in January, but like, I don't know, as a consumer myself, I don't look to reviews to be like, oh, this is a good book, or this is a good product, or this is a good whatever. But I also understand that, like, I am odd in that way. But I've got to hope that there's somebody out there who sees it, reads the description, and thinks like, hey, this would be an interesting book. It's brand spanking new. Let's see what it's got. But that could also just be a me thing. I'm sure it's not. I am not that unique that I'm the only person who'd be willing to give a random book a try. But I've also been like reaching out to other people for like help and stuff, and they have not been overly helpful. I reached out to this guy who gives social media advice and does social media growth, all these things. And he responded like right away. He was like, yeah, send me your socials and I'll see what I can figure out. And I was like, cool. I sent him over, and it's been like a week and I haven't heard anything. I was like, so does that mean that I'm just doomed, that my socials are garbage and you can't help me? Or are you just busy? I did ping him again and be like, hey, do you have any luck with this? And then there's a writer guy that I watch a lot of his content, and I wanted to see what kind of advice he would give on these characters that I developed for my literary novel. And he was just like, oh yeah, I'll reach out to you when I feel like working with people. And I was like, really? Like, okay. I'll probably not feel like working with him when the time comes to work with him. So that's how that goes. And then there's another person. He doesn't have much more following than I do. Like, we're close to equal terms on the whole social media game. And he apparently wrote a book and was looking out for people to make covers for it, do cover art. And I was like, well, I'll never do my own cover art either. But I'd be glad to talk shop with you sometime. It's nice to try and build a community or whatever. And I was the only person that commented on that post, and one of like 7 people to like the post, and he didn't even reply. And I was like, that is like lame. Okay. I keep putting myself out there to try and be this kind of person for everybody, and I keep getting shut down, and it's depressing. And it's not depressing, it's not that bad. It's just like, you know, I keep saying this, but piggybacking off of other people is a great way to get known and to become a well-known individual. But I can't piggyback off of other people because other people ain't giving me the time of day. So it's interesting. I feel like it's always difficult to see the lines in the road on this side of town whenever I'm driving in the rain. But y'all need to get brighter lines, because it's hard as heck to see over here. And it's not even raining, it's snowing, but it acts pretty much just like rain at this point, in that it's just wet. Everything's just wet. But that's okay. I'm gonna get some donuts. It's gonna make me feel better about things. Hopefully make my team feel a little bit better about things. I hope they don't eat them all before the evening team can get here. Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting thing that I get myself all wrapped up in. And like I said, hopefully I can be reporting back to you guys and being like, oh my gosh, the greatest thing just happened to me, and my book's taken off, these advertisement plans worked, and the whole world is gonna know my name. But I'm not gonna go quite that crazy just yet. but it is exciting. Like I said, it's exciting to finally understand and to make sense of these things. I now need to work on getting some data together and preparing to present that so that so that I can build the ultimate plan. And then once I build the ultimate plan, I can just let that ad run indefinitely. And like I said, hopefully I can finally start to organically grow some attention. And that would feel pretty dang good. I gotta go pretty deep into town to get to this grocery store. And I don't mind that much, but like there is a Walmart like right off the highway, but I hate Walmart. I don't shop at Walmart, so I'm not gonna go to the Walmart. I'm gonna go to the Hy-Vee. If you're a Midwesterner, you probably know what that is. I don't think that Hy-Vees are out on the West Coast. At least they weren't when I was living out there, but it's been a very long time since I lived out there, so I don't even think Hy-Vee was a thing when I lived out there. So at any rate, I'm gonna go. They usually have a pretty legit bakery selection, hoping that they have some like flavors and I don't just get like a dozen glazed donuts. That's never any fun, but we'll figure it out. And that is what we'll do, and it'll be a good time for everybody. And it's just the little things that you do for your team that helps build trust or appreciation. I have someone who doesn't work on Fridays, and she is bummed because I frequently do these things on Fridays. And I'm like, well, sorry, Charlie, you don't work on Fridays, but Fridays are the days. Like, ain't nobody want to be like, hey, congratulations, it's Monday. But since I get paid once monthly, I try and do these at the end of every month or the beginning of every month, depending on just when I get around to doing it. And so there is nobody in this parking lot. I'm hoping that they're even open and that I didn't just drive all the way over here for nothing. It's 6:30. I feel like they should be open. We're gonna figure it out. I'll see you guys in a little bit when I get back with some donuts, probably.